Tomorrow might have some of it today. All right, so this is 7-3 answers. You should have, some of you have this already. If you don't have it, you can check it again. Did multiples 3. Number 3, multiplied conjugates. Process ends up being 75 minus 2 when you multiply all this to get 73. Number 6, you subtract. These are not like radicals. Square root of 7 is cube root of x, so you can't actually subtract. There's nothing you can do. Stays like that. Number 9, to simplify 5 over 2 plus square root of 3, you had to multiply, or this is called rationalizing the denominator. Multiply the denominator times the conjugate, and it ends up with 4 minus 3, which is 1. So the numerator is 10 minus 5 square roots of 3 all over 1. So you can write it just as 10 minus 5 square roots of 3. That's number 9. Number 12, you're adding these two radical expressions. It doesn't appear like you can add because they're not like radicals, but when you simplify, they do both turn into roots of 2, square roots of 2. So you have 12 roots of 2 plus 10 square roots of 2. That's how we get 22 square roots of 2. For you guys that have these answered already, it's good for you to just walk right through them again. It reiterates what you hopefully already know a little bit. Maybe answers a question again. Number 15 is like 12. You're supposed to add. It doesn't appear like you can add these fourth roots until you simplify. You got to be very careful. I almost make this mistake. 48 has 16 times 3. 16 has a fourth root. Guess what? 16 also has a square root. It's real easy when you get to right there to accidentally take the wrong thing out of the radical. What comes out of the radical? The 16 comes out as a 2. What's it real easy to bring this 16 out as a 4 because you're thinking square root. And I did that on accident once. No, it's the fourth root, which is a 2. That 2 and that 2 multiply to make that 4. So you go, hey, where'd that 4 come from? You could be thinking 4 comes out, 4 times 2 is 8. No, that 4 came because of that. Same thing over here. 81 has a square root, which is 9. Like, why wouldn't that be 27? Well, it's because we're taking the fourth root of that, which is 3. And 3 times 3 makes 9. So we are able to have these both as fourth roots of 3. You add them, you get 13 fourth roots of 3. Then 18, this is where we multiply using the word FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. All that multiplies out. The square roots of 7 in the middle combine to make negative 15 square roots of 7. First and the last are actually able to make 67. I'll go back over any of these later if you have questions, if you don't get them right here. Turn the page, we'll go to 21. 21, it's another binomial times a binomial, which was a binomial times itself, another FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. All these, I made a mistake yesterday. 3 square roots of 2 times 3 square roots of 2 should be 9 times 2, 18, not 9 times 4, 36. Either way, the 18 and the 12 would make 30, so it should be 30 plus these two make 12 square roots of 6. 24, add minus. We wonder, can we add these? Can we subtract that? We don't know until we make them simplified. This makes square roots of 3. 6 square roots of 3. This makes 35 square roots of 3. We can use 9 and 6 here to make, the 9 comes out as a 3 in front, 3 square roots of 6. These two are like radicals. They give us the 41 square roots of 3. This one doesn't have a like radical, so it just stays there. 27, 2 left. A little more interesting because of the y in there, you can simplify it still. And we simplify, we take things out that have square roots. 9 has a square root, the y squared has a square root. So we end up with 18 y square root of 5. Over here we have 8 y squared of 5. And that combines for, that says 26 y square roots of 5. That's well, yeah, that's what it's supposed to say. And the last one is where we had a fraction with rational or radical expressions down here that we have to rationalize the denominator to get them out. Multiply by the conjugate. Ends up being a minus b. So we end up with a 3 down here. The numerator is another first, outer, inner, last. To get these expressions, square root of 50 and the square root of 20 simplified to these, which gives us 2 that are square roots of 5 and 2 that are square roots of 2. So we simplify. You end up with 1 square root of 5, or square root of 5 minus, what does that say? Minus 2 square roots of 2 all over 3. So that is the answers to 7-3.